Wrestling fans, the 9th annual Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive explodes into Christmas with 12 featured superstar guests. We can't bring you a live wrestling event due to COVID restrictions, but we'll be bringing you a series of cyber signings and meet and greets. On Saturday, December the 5th, fans around the corner and around the world can get nasty with former WWE and WCW Tag Team Champions Brian Knobbs and Jerry Saggs, the Nasty Boys, joining us for a live cyber autograph signing here at MWF Studios. Get a personalized autograph from the Nasty Boys, signed to you live on the air and mailed to your home. Join us now through mid-December as superstars help us continue our annual mission to update Santa Claus's GPS to find every kid's house this Christmas, put smiles on faces while honoring Paul Bearer's memory. VIP packages are still available. Don't worry, if you missed a live superstar signing, every star is signing enough photos while they're here in Boston to fill VIP packages through December the 19th. Whether for your wrestling collection or to give as a holiday gift, if you're going to take part in any toy drive this year, please help our 9th annual Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive. Visit BostonWrestling.com and our social media platforms for complete event and toy drive information.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, welcome to a bonus Thanksgiving weekend edition of Wrestling Insiders as we review the Friday, November the 27th, 2020 edition of WWE SmackDown underneath the Thunderdome at the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. As we record this episode Saturday morning, it's a chilly, low 50 start to the day in the zip code of Champion 02176 here at MWF Studios, downtown Melrose, Massachusetts, but in late November, we'll take the 50s anytime because the cold is a-coming. Hard to believe that December is going to be here on Tuesday. What a month November was. I believe a record 55 videos produced for your enjoyment between our Wrestling Insiders weekly in-studio shoot interviews, our WWE and AEW review programs, live virtual autograph signings with Leo Rush, Tony Atlas, and Marty Jannetty, the pay-per-view watch-alongs, the flashback videos. Let me tell you fine folks something, as I'm sure you intelligent ones already know. It takes a lot of time to pump out that much content, which is why we're always suggesting you take a great leap of faith, like several more of you did this week, and help keep Wrestling Legends working over on Patreon at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. The link can be found in the description box below. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, you get that early. Ad-free access to all of our Wrestling Insider in-studio shoots each week, along with the classic studio shoot interview DVDs, inside scoops on what's to come, and much more. We understand that not everybody can contribute financially, but if we can reach that goal of 100 regular Patreons by the end of the year, it would be huge as far as what we could plan on doing with the Legends in 2021. The 9th annual Paul Bearer Holiday Headlock Cyber Toy Drive continues. You know that we can't bring you a live wrestling event in 2020 as much as I would absolutely love to, but the next 2 weekends are going to be jam-packed with live interviews and virtual autograph signings. VIP packages are on sale now and would make a hell of a Christmas, holiday, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or any day gift for your wrestling collection or for the fan on your gift-giving list. The VIPs get autograph photos from everyone, even the superstars that have already been in studio. All of the stars have signed plenty of photos to fill those VIP packages through, I think, December 19th is the last day we can guarantee that the package gets to you for the big day. Coming up this Friday night, December the 4th, live during SmackDown, we'll be joined by a veteran we just saw at The Undertaker's final farewell at Survivor Series, Savio Vega. A week from today, things get nasty when Brian Knobbs and Jerry Saggs, the Nasty Boys, join us live in studio. Next Sunday, WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas is back for his own version of a cyber Christmas party. In 2 weeks, Friday, December the 11th, the massive Warlord will be here live. Saturday, December the 12th, the Native American Tatanka joins the toy drive for the first time. Sunday, December the 13th, it's a Future Star Superstar doubleheader as the new Impact Wrestling World Champion Rich Swann joins us here in studio for the first time in 8 years. Plus, Ring of Honor Pure Title Tournament competitor Wheeler Yuta talks about his career on the rise. John Cena Sr. is also slated to join us, and perhaps a visit from the man from the North Pole. We invite you to join us and ask that if you're going to contribute to any toy drive this year, especially with wrestling being the unique community that it is, let it be a wrestling-themed toy drive, specifically our 9th annual Paul Bear Holiday Headlocks Cyber Toy Drive. This tradition takes a lot of work to happen, and we need your support. As we prepare to run down the results, news, and views from SmackDown, as noted, the numbers from November have been very good, but not the record-setting viewership that we had in September and October. I continued to believe that the millions of professional wrestling fans that don't know who we are will absolutely love the weekly programs once they join us for the first time and get to know all you fine folks. With that, I need to turn our viewers and listeners into warriors as 2020 comes to a close. 3 ways you can help big time without it costing you a penny so we can continue to bring you more great wrestling content in 2021. Number 1, share. Share the links to these videos on your social media pages. Text it, email it. If you're 6 feet away from people, yell it out the window to them. We need to grow our family even bigger to get it to where we need to be to make our ultimate vision a reality. Again, wouldn't it be something if we had original talk shows like we do with Tony, Leo, Marty, and John Cena Sr. 7 nights a week? Think of the difference we could make in some Veterans Live. Imagine if we could get it to the point where we have 2 superstars a night having regular talk shows, having regular appearances in studio. It would be amazing. I mean, these are the worst of times. No live events, almost no personal appearances, but it's all about you guys. The formula is simple. Without professional wrestling fans, shows like this don't exist. The industry doesn't exist. It's up to you guys. Number 2, hit the thumbs up button. The more people that show love to this in each of our videos, the more love YouTube shows to us when it comes to suggesting videos to wrestling fans. The more wrestling fans that may see a thumbnail or an interesting title will click it. If they enjoy it, again, perhaps subscribe and join the fun that we're already having, that they're missing out on as we speak. And number 3, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. It provides you with updates on new videos and access to well over 2,000 free videos. As always, we're very interested in hearing your thoughts on SmackDown. Hoping the gang is going to be with us here on a holiday weekend Saturday night. Slick Rick B in his new home up in Maine. Tina, Pittsburgh Steelers' favorite girl, Maria Davis, our new friend Julian, Trigger Trey, Ken, all of the Kevins, Lisa Thompson, Big Ant from Thunder Valley, Will Cortez. The question is, where is Larson? He's missing in action. Whether you're watching the live premiere Saturday night at 9 p.m. or in the archives, share your thoughts on SmackDown this week using a 1 to 10 scale, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. We value your feedback. With the holidays coming up, it's never too early to start shopping in our eBay store. Link in the comment section below. We have an awesome collection of rare autographed wrestling memorabilia for sale that includes, with every purchase, a video shout-out on Wrestling Insiders from WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas, thanking you for helping keep our shows going. It's that simple. Make a purchase, keep it for yourself, give it as a gift. Tony thanks you on the air, as you've probably seen on previous episodes. Don't forget that Tony Atlas is available for personal appearances, commissioned artwork, prints, personal phone calls, cameo-style videos, autographs, and much more. Who wouldn't love a holiday greeting from Tony? Finally, we have a really cool t-shirt bundle going on at bostonwrestling.com/shirts.html. If you cannot remember that link, the description is in the comment section below. For the price of a shirt on WWE Shop, we give you not only the shirt, but you also get a WWE Cup, a mystery autograph photo, again, as well as that on-air shout-out from Tony Atlas thanking you on Wrestling Insiders. We just sent out a few this week. We've got brand new shirts of Bray Wyatt, Undisputed Era, Roman Reigns. We got the legends like Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Macho Man Randy Savage, the Ultimate Warrior, and tons more. Help the show. Get yourself some new swag this holiday season. And with that said, joining me now, Southwestern Connecticut's finest, the man that, well, I don't know. Kevin O'Leary's not hooking him up with any Boost Oxygen. I don't know what we're going to do about that. 2021, we may have to adjust the pay scale for Socko himself, Mr. Matt Degnan. Well, you know I can be grumpy on Saturday mornings, and guess what day of the week it is?
Well, now it's Saturday afternoon.
Well, is it past noontime yet? Yes, as a matter of fact, it is. We are taping a little later than usual here at the Zip Code of Champions, but we have a friend that looks like Jim Neidhart and his assistant outside doing what little lawn maintenance we have here at the MWF studios. They picked the perfect time as they decided to slow down our production day, which slows me down overall, which is always puts a big smile on my cheerful face. But just think of all the mornings we're going to be having the next 2 weekends with all of the great guests that are coming to see us for the 9th annual Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive.
Well, I know they'll be taking a trip in the WFAN mobile.
WFAN. Is this some stiff out there smoking a cigarette as he rakes the leaves up? Very interesting. But we'll have to monitor that situation as we discuss the November 27th SmackDown with your brand new microphone that you're very proud of, from what I understand.
Yeah, I got it Black Friday shopping yesterday. I got a new TV as well.
Ooh, you went wool out.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to go to Best Buy, but then the line wrapped around the building, so I said, you know what? I'll go to PC Richards & Son, and I went there. And
Richards & Son?
Yeah.
Now, where is PC Richards & Son?
It's in Milford, Connecticut, on the Boston Post Road.
I've never heard of PC Richards & Son.
Really? They're one of the sponsors of the New York Yankees.
Well, you should have them sponsor us instead of the Yankees. We could use their help much more than them. I think the Steinbrenners are doing all right for themselves.
If you ever watch a Yankee game and you hear when there's a strikeout and it goes bump bump ba bum bum, that's their like little jingle.
Oh, they don't do the little cowboy whistle anymore or whatever it is?
Yeah, but that mocks the PC Richards & Son jingle.
Oh, well,
the little whistle that goes like that. It technically mocks PC Richards & Son. Like, if you word it out, the whistle, it says PC Richards & Son.
Well, you're very proud of your microphone and your television from PC Richards & Son. So I guess it's been a good holiday weekend for you.
I'll text you a picture of it so you can see.
Maybe Angelo will get to enjoy the mic too, but that remains to be seen.
Well, maybe he will tonight when we're watching the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fight.
Oh, I forgot all about that. Believe it or not.
Yeah, I'll be watching it tonight. Who do you have in the fight?
I have no idea. No idea. I got to go with Iron Mike since I actually met Iron Mike.
I'll go with Mike as well.
All right, Iron Mike.
Iron Mike, yeah.
Please.
All
right, let's get into it. It was a tremendous 2 hours on Fox last night.
Well, I don't know about tremendous.
All right, well, let's put this. As DX said, break it down.
It was the night, though. And the SmackDown recap for this week, Jey Uso kicked off SmackDown in the second-best Thunderdome, touting about Roman Reigns' win over WWE Champion Drew McIntyre. He then introduced Reigns as he came out. Roman then joined Jey in the ring after making his Undertaker-like entrance. A video package was then shown of a recap of Survivor Series, a night where Jey lost his 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series match and Roman Reigns beating Drew McIntyre in the main event. Roman was then mad at Jey for not leaving after his match Sunday night like Roman told him to. So he was a little angry about that he didn't go home after losing his match. Then he came out and helped Roman Reigns in the main event, which Roman then said he didn't need, which everybody else thought he didn't need either. Another great promo by Roman Reigns. he's improved so much on the mic the past few years. He used to be, if you go back and watch those botched promo videos on YouTube, he was probably one of the worst. As Jay was walking back to the back, Otis was making his entrance, but then was quickly attacked by Jay with the chair. Jay is yet another one that has improved all around in 2020. He might be my most improved player in 2020, but maybe we can do an award show.
What about Otis?
It maybe improved for the first few months, but after about August, September, he kind of
Otis
went down.
peaked. All right, well.
But I mean, I'd like to do an award show where we do, MVP and most improved player and all that.
Come up with it then. Come up with a concept.
All right, I'll do that, and then I'll send it over. But
yes, please.
I thought the opening segment was good. I mean, SmackDown usually kicks off with the same two people every single week, but for some reason it's good. It's just a storyline I thought wasn't going to be that good. They ended up turning it into gold. And usually, you look over at Raw, and every single week they kick off with Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, and it's the same shit, and it's boring. But you look at SmackDown, and they start with the same thing every week, and it's actually good. So, I mean, it just shows how much
better. Isn't that
better.
original, huh?
What?
Isn't that original? A good segment.
But, yeah, it's the same shit, but for some reason, the opening segment for SmackDown every week is much better than Raw's.
No, I agree with you 100%. It was very good. It was on point. It made sense. Uso continues to show a more aggressive, serious side, trying to live up to the hopes and dreams of the tribal chief that sits at the head of the table. It was a very good segment. And then Roman to come out and demean him after, Uso almost thought he was going to get a pat on the head and a cookies and milk. It didn't quite go that way for him. I guess Roman felt he needed to wait 5 days to tell him that, but at least it was explained on SmackDown. As far as him taking out Otis to prevent him and King Corbin from happening, I like Uso even more.
At
I
least
didn't get to hear.
At least they explained stuff in 2020.
What I want to know is when will we see the grudge match between Otis and Taka?
WrestleMania, the main
They're going to
event.
save it for Mania. Okay.
That'll be the
Well,
big
that
Mania.
explains that then.
Yeah. Or maybe next year at Survivor Series when they're both holding the Universal and WWE titles. Well, remains to be seen. The next match, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode defeated SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits. You guessed it, via roll-up in a non-title match. Another good tag team match between these two teams. Just sucks that we get the 500th roll-up victory in WWE just this week. I mean, I don't know how they're going to get people over nowadays with, a distraction. Oh, let me roll this guy up. 1, 2, 3, and then they run out of the ring, and then they just sit on the ramp looking shocked that they rolled them up for a victory. I mean, I just want to know what these wrestlers are thinking when on the script every week it says roll up, roll up, roll. Just I don't know if they plan it or.
Well, I'll say this, to be fair, I would also be, if I was one of these wrestlers involved in these roll-up finishes, I would be trying to come up with creative concepts on my own to pitch to try and come up with something different. I don't know if the individuals involved are. Sometimes people, when they get frustrated with the creative process, they just kind of shrug their shoulders and roll over and die and just go with what's presented. Some are more vocal about it and try and consistently pitch ideas, which sometimes can be met with praise, and other times it can be met with stop bothering us. So I guess it depends on the person. But I think what would be interesting is if we actually took notes over the course of a month, and I don't know, we'd have to maybe pick one show, but would there be more roll-up wins on a WWE television show or run-ins on AEW Dynamite? Because I bet you it's pretty close.
I keep all the scripts, so
yeah, you'll have to go back and check.
I'll go back and check, and I'll count them over a month or so, and I'll tally them up, and then we'll see. I'm
going to say more run-ins on AEW.
I was going to say more run-ins on AEW.
Because I don't remember if it was this week or it was one of the recent reviews we did. I believe there was some kind of interference either during or after the match in every match on the show. It might have been this past week. I'm so tired I don't remember, but it was recent.
For WWE, it's the roll-ups, the count-outs, the double count-outs, the distraction finishes where nobody gets over. At least in AEW, you have definitive finishes, but then you have the aftermatch bullshit where you get a random tag team just running in the ring and attacking someone for no reason. They had no prior encounters. Like when that TH2 tag team attacked Top Flight to set up a cheap match this week. It's just random attacks. Like when Pac came out to battle Eddie Kingston, you don't know why they're brawling with each other. You don't know why they're having an interaction with each other, but for some reason they just have to attack each other after every match. But I don't know.
To show you how tired I am, I was sitting here thinking, why didn't we do the AEW review show this week? And then I remembered, it was Thanksgiving. So,
did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I ate turkey.
Did you have turkey with glance?
No, I did not have a glance Thanksgiving. That would be almost like one of those turkeys from like the Charlie Brown Christmas special or something like that, almost anorexic. I don't think glance needs much turkey to fill the stomach.
No. I don't know. We partied with Marty that night too, so moving to the next match here as I scroll down. Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn defeated Daniel Bryan, not via roll-up, but via countout, after they brawled to the back and Sami just left him there, like the garbage he picks up on his off days in WWE. Bryan was then attacked by Jey Uso in the backstage area. I don't know if it was technically during the match or after the match, but it happened in that little gray area from when he was left back there to when the bell rang. So I guess you could say it was during the match and after the match.
It happened at some point.
Yeah. But he was saved by Kevin Owens, and then Jey Uso ran off and said, "You know where to find me," which I guess Kevin Owens knew where to find him.
In the Thunderdome.
Yeah, and then that set up a match for a main event later in the night, Jey Uso versus Kevin Owens. We'll get into that in a little bit. I thought Zayn versus Daniel Bryan was a solid match until they had to do that just stupid ending, I guess, just to set up a match later in the night. What did you think of the matchup?
You know, it kind of sums up kind of WWE as a whole. The match itself was fine, but it was just boring to me. I have no interest in Sami Zayn. Daniel Bryan's return has been so uninspiring, it isn't even funny. There's been nothing for the man to do as a babyface. The heel turn was even worse. He's just kind of there, I guess is the way to put it. Sami Zayn, I just every time I see him, I just cringe. I was actually with someone last night eating. It was on at Applebee's. I think you've been to that Applebee's before, but nonetheless, it was on one of the TVs, and they were just kind of, because they know of my world in wrestling, they were looking at it, and they're like, who's this guy? It looks like Seth Rogen. I said, well, and he's about as effective in the ring, too, but I just, not my cup of tea. I like the Uso angle, and that's about that.
I guess that does it. The next match, Bianca Belair defeated Natalya via roll-up. Bayley was on commentary for this barn burner of a match. I don't know how much you could say, but it was very short. I believe it was about 2 to 3 minutes. I mean, if it was longer, I don't know, but it was very short, which I'm glad. I'm not complaining about it being short. But we get another roll-up victory in WWE. They should be sponsored by Fruit Roll-Ups, you know?
Do they still sell those?
Yeah, I have them in my room right now,
really?
actually.
You really enjoy these Fruit Roll-Ups.
I have a snack pantry in my room, and I always make sure I got the Fruit Roll-Ups in there.
What do you have more of, socks or snacks?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. That's when I go grocery shopping, it's loaded up.
It's loaded
right
up.
Now,
all right.
Right now, I'd say I'd have
Nancy.
No, I actually do my own
Oh,
grocery
you do your own food shopping?
Yeah, I don't
Well,
let
thank you,
anybody.
Nancy.
I don't let anybody shop for food for
Oh,
me.
all right. Or at PC Richards and Son.
No, but I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just there's no women's presence on these SmackDown shows, and then you go over to Raw and they have like 5 women's matches. You know, SmackDown they'll have 1, maybe 2 women's matches a week,
Just
but
more
then
than enough.
but then they're like 2 or 3 minutes. You go over to Raw, you got those 6-woman tags, you got the tag team matches, you got the singles
Big
matches.
Nia out 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's just you. It's also because there's an extra hour added on the Raw, so you have more time to fill. But I mean, that's why I think SmackDown is more watchable. It's only 2 hours, and you don't get as much of the woman on there. So that's just my opinion for the people who are listening right now in the live chat tonight. As we're going head to head against Iron Mike and Roy Jones Jr. What did you
I'm
think?
sure
of
that's empty arena boxing. I'm going to guess, or did they rent out the Thunderdome? I don't know.
Yeah, I believe that's in Los Angeles.
Oh, really? All right. Well,
it's an empty arena. But what did you think of the matchup between Belair and Natalya?
At least it was quick. Natalya did a good job in carrying EST, which I can't stand, to at least a watchable 3 minutes, or however long it might have been. It was not as bad as the other women's segment of the night, but I'm sure we'll get there at some point.
What did you think of Bayley on commentary?
I didn't need that. I don't need anything with Bayley in the world that involves wrestling.
Oh, the Tyson and Jones fight, that's at the Staples Center.
I thought you were going to say Bayley was going to be boxing for a second. You got so excited. All right, it's going to be an empty Staples Center.
Be like SummerSlam. The next match, Murphy defeated Baron Corbin via some weird half roll-up, half pin with help from Dominic and the rest of the Mysterio family, which they seem like they're going to be heels now, the way they were interacting with this match and trying to distract Corbin. And Murphy ended up hitting the knee on Corbin. Corbin kind of hit the ropes and then fell awkwardly, and then Murphy went to go roll him up from behind, but Corbin fell down, so he ended up laying on top of Corbin. Corbin already had his foot on the rope when Murphy went to go pin him, and Dominic just threw his foot off the rope, and Corbin was looking at Dominic while he was doing it and didn't kick out, though, as the count was happening. It looked very weird and kind of messed up, but Murphy got the win. Corbin then challenged Murphy right after the match for next week and said he'll be prepared. Maybe it'll be another roll-up finish, but we'll find out next Friday night. Actually, next Friday night, I'll be up there, I think.
You're going to be up there. Oh, you're right. You're going to be in Boston. What am I saying?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if you agree with me, but that ending looked a little sideways. I don't know how else to... It looked like Murphy was trying to go for the roll-up, and then Corbin kind of just fell near the ropes, and then he went to go pin him, but when he went to go pin him, his foot was already on the rope, so I don't know how you don't see the man's foot on the rope to just throw it off and pull him. I don't know. It looked kind of weird, but what did you think of this match and the ending?
It was just too long. It didn't make any sense as to why these Mysterios are just everywhere, every time. Now, it seems like Murphy has taken Angie's spot in the group. Maybe she's taken language lessons. I don't know what has gone on with Angie with no explanation. She's missed. She added a lot to it, especially with those kendo stick shots she was laying in towards the end. But Murphy, to me, after that series of matches he had with Aleister Black that were pretty good, he was just kind of there as a heel, and as a babyface, he's just kind of there. So I have no real interest in Murphy. I'm confused as to why the Mysterios are absolutely everywhere, and I don't know why King Corbin lost to Elias at WrestleMania, but I guess that's a different story for a different time. And maybe they'll go the route of almost what they were planning to do with the Brian Pillman, Goldust, and Terry Runnels angle back in 1997. Maybe when Seth Rollins returns from maternity leave, maybe they could do a scene where he's in bed with Angie while all the other Mysterios are at SmackDown. I don't know. And maybe she'll speak.
Maybe she needs a mouthpiece. Maybe she needs to join the Roman Reigns faction with Paul Heyman.
Well, I don't know, but there's something that would interest me with Seth right there. If he beds Angie Mysterio on SmackDown.
I don't want to go into get a little fellatio from Angie. The next segment, it looks like our next Intercontinental title feud will be between Sami Zayn and Big E, as they got into it backstage, where Big E was kind of mocking Sami Zayn for winning via countout, and then gave him a pretty solid handshake to let him know that I guess I don't know why, but
big handshake from Big E.
Yeah, the Big H. But am I thrilled about this title feud? No. Do I know who's gonna win? I kind of do. I mean, I can't see Sami Zayn beating Big E, especially clean, unless they have. I have a feeling this is going to lead to a steel cage match between the two. I mean,
why? Just out of curiosity, why do you think
that
this handshake is going to lead to a steel cage match?
Because Sami Zayn keeps running away.
He thinks he's the honky tonk man back in '87.
No, but the way they keep doing the Sami Zayn thing, where he keeps running away from people and kind of avoiding people and stuff like that, I could see it either being a strap match or a steel cage, but I don't know what or maybe they're going to have it at TLC and maybe have it be like a tables match. I don't know what it's going to be, but there's going to be some type of, or Falls Count Anywhere maybe, where, if Sami Zayn runs away, the match is still going on type of thing. I don't know, but the way they're doing it, it seems like they're going to add some type of stipulation to it where Sami can't get away or can get away, but the match is still going on type of thing. But are you excited?
I'd like to see Sami just go away, but that's just my opinion.
What do you think of this upcoming feud?
Not much.
Well,
to be fair, not much at all. If I was booking it, it'd be speaking of the honky tonk man, it'd be like SummerSlam '88 with Warrior and Honky Tonk. I'd have Big E go over in about 30 seconds, and Sami can go back to what does he do? He tries to, in his real life, kindly tries to, I think, raise money for medical attention to those in Syria. Maybe he could give them more time and attention to that cause.
And then take out the trash as well.
Yeah, well, he has his little hat. He'll be all set.
and his little boots that he has his pants tucked into. The main event, Jey Uso and Kevin Owens ended in a disqualification after Jey Uso hit him with the chair 15 minutes into the match. After the attack with the chair, Kevin Owens got back at Jey with the stunner and a chair attack of his own. Looks like our next feud for the Universal title will be Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. Recently,
another one that people are dying to see.
Roman Reigns is expected to win that one, and then the Royal Rumble feud is supposed to be Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. They wanted to give that more of a build than kind of just throwing it on TLC. I don't know who thinks Kevin Owens is going to take that title. I think, will it be a good matchup? It'll be a good wrestling match, but I can't see the build being anything great. I mean, the ending segment with, Reigns looking at the TV, at Kevin Owens yelling at him, I thought that was good for what it was. I didn't think it was amazing, but I thought it was okay. I thought the match itself was good. A couple sloppy parts. I mean, these guys have wrestled each other, I think almost 3 times now within the past month. So, I mean, now it's starting to get to the point of, okay, like...
Kevin Owens has wrestled Jey Uso 3 times over the last month?
Yeah, remember they had that... was it?
No, I don't.
That was Daniel Bryan.
I don't remember anything.
I think this might have been the second time they faced each other.
Well, I'm glad you remembered, because I sure as hell didn't.
Yeah, because I believe this is the second time.
Well, the match itself wasn't bad. I'm not a huge Kevin Owens fan. I think even less of him as a babyface. I think he's much more effective as a heel. One man's opinion. I don't like his talk show. I don't know why he's on NXT. I'm Kevin Owens' out, I guess. The last real thing of interest he did from my point of view. I like the little feud he had with the McMahons, and that's going on 3 years now. So
it's still going on. We'll get into our grades now for SmackDown. If you guys want to leave a 1 through 10 grade in the live chat to the side of the video.
maybe
and then
Lawson will leave his rating if he joins us tonight.
remains to be seen.
We don't
TBA.
know where Lawson is.
Well, we know he's in Texas at least, but
Why is Lawson? Is he from Texas?
yeah, remember he always says move down to Texas and move down to wherever.
I missed that, believe it or not.
No, you've interacted with him
Oh,
before.
really?
Yes. Your memory
Well,
shot.
it's Saturday morning. You know how how the memory goes early in the day and how the mood goes early in the day. I don't remember my interactions with Lawson about Texas, believe it or not.
I believe he's from Houston.
Houston, Texas.
And he's said to you and me before.
You know
to
what?
move.
Now I remember something about Houston coming up in one of the chats not too long ago. So that must have been it.
Yeah, because he said before, move MWF down to Houston.
You
and
know what?
said-
Now you're right. You remember better than I do. I vaguely remember that. Yes, I do remember him saying we should move the MWF to Texas.
See, I got the brain of an elephant. But we'll get into our grades now. You guys can leave them 1 to 10. If you're watching after the live premiere, you can put it in the bottom chat, the comment section. My SmackDown grade, it was a 4 out of 10. Again,
Wow.
solid, solid wrestling, but the thing is, the finishes are all screwy and they leave a sour taste in my mouth. It's just, again,
Not like your fruit roll-ups.
it's just bell to bell. It's solid wrestling, but when you do the roll-ups and the count-outs and the disqualifications, it's just I not one match ended clean on or last night. When you have not one person go over clean, and I mean we saw one match end clean on Monday night. So between Raw and SmackDown this week, you had one match ended a 1-2-3 that was clean, and that was Alexa Bliss beating Nikki Cross in a match that was about 5 to 10 minutes. It was short, and a match that no one really cared about. So I mean, basically, no one went over clean this week that needed to get a build, and it's just that's why I give it a 4 out of 10. I mean, what are we looking forward to next Friday? They didn't announce anything, I don't believe. It's just who went over last night that looked strong, other than Kevin Owens yelling on the announce table at Roman Reigns to come out and fight him or whatever. What did they get us excited for? Nothing. And it just, I feel like we saw way too much of Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, and Kevin Owens throughout the night. But Sami Zayn, I feel like he was in at least 3 or 4 segments.
He's the Nia Jax of SmackDown.
Jey Uso, he was in at least 5 segments, whether it was backstage or out in the ring. And same thing with Kevin Owens. So especially in the second hour, where I would say at least a half hour was taken up by those 3 gentlemen. So, I mean, it's just great wrestling, but the finishes are not to my liking. What was your grade for SmackDown?
Well, I don't know if it's because it's the holidays or what, but I was I don't know about much, but I was higher than you on the scale. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I thought it was a solid effort. I like what they continue to do with Jey Uso. I like how he was kind of demeaned by Roman. I especially like that he took out Otis. I like that in a company that has really no tag teams, they established Ziggler and Rude as a potential threat to the Street Profits as Montez Ford tries to get in his 2 moves every match. I thought Natalya did a serviceable job in trying to get Bianca Belair over. Serviceable. I thought it was great that Sasha and Carmella didn't wrestle. In the main event, as much as I'm not a big Kevin Owens fan, I thought it was actually a pretty good match. And as much as it's not who I would book to set up Roman's next challenger, at least it set the table for that potential program to happen.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. So I gave it a 6 out of 10. It was a solid effort. Was there anything that was particularly bad? No. Were there some things that confused me? Yes. Are there things that lack common sense? Yes. Are there some repetitive things? Yes. But, to me, 6 out of 10 is about average. If we were going by the school grades, a 6 out of 10 would still be a D minus. So not particularly great, but I wouldn't call it a failure.
I just think if they had clean wins, it just establishing people, I would probably give it about a 6 out of 10 too.
Yeah.
But when every single match is just a bullshit finish, I can't get into the show that much, and that's just me. We could see what the fans are thinking later tonight, or actually right now.
What about what happened after the Thunderdome went off the air?
What?
John Cena Sr. shooting.
Oh, with the piece?
He was shooting.
The best Thunderdome.
He talked about a little bit about the Undertaker retirement, the Zelina Vega release. He shot on a potential Bella Twins return, and he shot on maybe someone he shot with, Majo Ouellette, mother of Maurice on Ms. and Mrs.
The good thing is the fans can go back and watch it if they didn't last night.
He denies having any romantic interactions with Majo, so I don't know.
It was in the Observer.
I was in something. I don't remember which one, but he denies it. He denies it. I don't know if I'm going to have to pry it out of him or what. I know at one point, WrestleMania, which was the one in San Jose? WrestleMania 31, he almost got into a fist fight with Mr. Bella, the father of the Bella Twins.
Oh boy! But what was the episode last night? Was that the one with the run-in?
Was that one what?
Was that the one with the run-in from our friend?
No, that was the Thanksgiving episode with Cecil the Lion coming out with the coffee, not realizing we were taping. And
did he? He roared. I know that.
Well, I don't
him.
think you're familiar with the fact that Cecil the Lion is opening a dog walking business here in the great city of Melrose. If you're looking for your dog to be walked and potentially go missing, Cecil the Lion is the man to reach out to. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of missing signs on the telephone poles in Melrose with Fido and the rest of the lovable family pets gone missing, as Cecil's patience really ranks up with mine on Saturday morning 24/7. So
Do you think
it's going to be podcasts and puppies for Cecil?
Do you think he'd come down to Milford to walk Kylie?
For the right price, I'm sure he would.
I'll have to talk to him then. I don't have any news and notes. They didn't announce anything.
That's a shame.
The only thing I wanted to bring up was the disappearance of another superstar.
Who disappeared?
Lars Sullivan.
Oh, that's right.
The past couple weeks we haven't seen Lars Sullivan. I don't know if
well, maybe he had you hope not, another mental issue, or maybe he made another movie.
Well, there were more accusations against him within the past couple months, so I think that
that's real. He was texting married women or something,
and he was asking them for pictures and stuff like that.
I hope he didn't send them the link to the video, but be a little awkward for the married woman. Not only is she married, being hit on by a WWE superstar, but a WWE superstar that engaged in filmmaking with other men. I would feel odd. And made racist remarks in the past on Reddit or one of those platforms. So Lars is a unique individual.
I'm sure him disappearing has to do with those accusations. I mean, he was doing something every week for about a month or two, and then boom, he's gone. We haven't seen him in a few weeks. They were doing those weird interview promo style.
Yeah, he did one where he looked like he was dressed up for Easter in the 10th grade with his little polo shirt.
And then the next week they had him with his shirt off.
Yeah.
And you could hear his breathing through the microphone, just heavy, just...
Sounded like Cecil, yeah.
Yeah, before he was about to roar. And I don't know if you've seen any posters or seen him on the side of a milk carton, but Lars is missing. So if anybody sees him, let us know.
No, I may have to inquire about that, what happened to him this time. He's someone that wait just a minute now. Look at this. These people have walked up to the front of MWF Studios. I thought they were trying to come in the door, but apparently they have brought their dog
For Cecil?
No, it's not Cecil walking the dog. I don't know if they were attempting to have the dog violate the shrubs here at MWF Studios.
Humble them?
It's a man with a dog and a woman and a baby, but now they're walking off. I was afraid I was going to have to tell him to scram, but luckily, no. They just wanted the dog to relieve himself. And that's about that. For your viewing enjoyment, Socko, I suggest you go back and watch the Thanksgiving special. As a few moments in is the Cecil moment that you've been dying to see.
Did you want to guess the viewership for last night?
Oh, holiday weekend. That can be tough sometimes. Was it Friday? Yeah, it's always Friday. There's two flat.
Wow, 1,987,000.
Telling you, I got a little Ellen Damsky in me. I don't know.
I totally forgot it was a holiday week, and when I saw it this morning, I was like, "Wow, it went down that much." But I totally forgot that it was Black Friday and Thanksgiving.
What was it last week? It wasn't that much more.
About 250,000 more.
Oh, all right. That was a pretty decent drop then. Yeah. Well, so I tell you, I might not have much in life, but I can usually get it within less than 100,000 when it comes to the ratings of these wonderful wrestling shows we review.
It's beautiful, but...
All right, Socko, do we have anything else of interest to note before we wrap it up?
No, they didn't announce anything, and then last night, I don't know if you follow the social media of WWE.
Believe it or not, I think I missed it.
About 10 minutes before SmackDown started, they announced everything for the show. I mean, talk about building up your show 10 minutes before. I mean, AEW, they announced literally every single thing that's going to be on the show. And WWE, they tend to announce what's going to be on the show. I mean, last night it was 10 minutes before, but sometimes it's a half hour or an hour before.
I have a guess. I'm going to guess, educated guess, that it was a long afternoon for the WWE production people trying to put that show together, if that's how it went. But I don't know that for certain because I wasn't there.
Well, we'll see what happens Monday night on Raw as we do our review, and Tuesday night as we were paired with Tony on Tuesday nights with our Raw reviews.
Talk about a creature double feature on Tuesday night. We have the Raw review at 9, then the Hall of Famer, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas at 10 p.m. If you don't want to wait until Tuesday night at 10 p.m. By the time you listen to this, folks, you can watch Tuesday's Wrestling Insiders at your house and this coming Wednesday's Wrestling Insider Rush Hour with Leo Rush, both ad-free, full screen, and again, early access over on the Patreon, patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. That and hundreds of other free videos while helping keep wrestling legends working at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. The goal is to get 100 regular Patreons by the end of 2020. With the quality, with the quantity, I believe we can get it done, but we need you fine folks to help the cause. We'll have to wait and see what happens, Socko.
We'll see what Tony has to say Tuesday night.
I'm sure he'll have a lot to say. He's probably still talking, even though the episode's been done for a month. All right, for the prodigy Matt Degnan, I'm Dan Mirade, folks. Until we speak again on Tuesday night, you and yours be well. Wrestling fans, the 9th annual Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive Cyber Fanfest explodes into Christmas with interactive cyber autograph signings, live interviews, raffles, merchandise, and more. We were excited to bring you a wrestling event here in Boston, but we have the ability to bring a Cyber Fanfest to great fans like you around the world. Recent WWE NXT Cruiserweight Champion Leo Rush kicked off the drive with autograph photos and posters still for sale online. Let's run down the list of remaining cyber autograph signings where you can get an autograph photo for yourself or to give to a friend or a loved one this holiday. Mail order for your items is also available. On Survivor Series Sunday, November the 22nd, Marty Jannetty will be with us live for a cyber autograph signing during the Farewell to the Undertaker. You never know what to expect with Marty in studio live. We're back Friday, December the 4th with the veteran, former Nation of Domination member Savio Vega, a.k.a. Quang, making a rare appearance in Boston. Things are going to get nasty on Saturday, December the 5th, when Brian Knobbs and Jerry Saggs, the Nasty Boys, join us for the very first time. A great chance to get the former WWE and WCW Tag Team Champions signed. Sunday night, December the 6th, WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas returns for a Cyber Christmas party during our NXT TakeOver Watch Along. Tony will be signing autographs and will also have his art available for purchase. The following Friday, December the 11th, one of the most powerful superstars in wrestling history, the Warlord, joins us live in studio discussing his WWF run beginning in 1988. Saturday, December the 12th, the superstar undefeated for 2 years in the WWF, Native American Tatanka, will be with us supporting the toy drive. Then on Sunday, December the 13th, it's a double feature of future star superstars as recent Ring of Honor Pure Title Tournament competitor Wheeler Yuta joins us in studio for the first time after competing here in Boston Wrestling MWF, along with the man visiting us for the first time in 8 years, the new Impact Wrestling World Champion Rich Swann. And it wouldn't be Christmas without old John Cena Sr. with us live and in person as he's been working the phones on the North Pole. Again, autographs and all-inclusive VIP packages are on sale now at bostonwrestling.com. Help our tradition of updating Santa's GPS to find every kid's home this year while creating smiles and honoring the late, great Paul Bearer's memory. From our family to yours, happy holidays, Merry Christmas.